you, mate. All good.
Here we are in London, courtesy of Matchroom Boxing. I'm actually honoured to be invited to this event, so thank you very much.
We're honoured to have you, October. This is my first interview of the night.
Now,
Might be a bit rusty, so bear with me.
I doubt you'll be rusty.
Try.
Well prepared. Eddie, tell us about tonight. Tell us what it's about and why, in a niche sport in boxing, you still manage to make it even more niche.
Yeah, I think it's like, for me, this was the decision of, it's another 5 years. You know, it's been a great 5 years. 5 years of building the platform of Dazn. When many laughed, many said, "What's an app? What are you doing boxing streaming?" And I was convincing these fighters that this is going to be the future. Fast forward to this position and to a position of all the other promoters wanting to be on the platform, and a lot of those promoters without TV deals. Sometimes you can be a great promoter but have no broadcast deal and you're irrelevant. So really you're only as good as your broadcast deal, and I feel like with our ability and with this broadcast deal of a minimum of 30 shows a year for the next 5 years, there's 150 shows minimum, probably 200 shows. It's a big commitment, but it's one we're excited about, and as I've said before, Dazn gives me the opportunity to do what I love, which is be the only global promotional company in the world. This also includes a new deal with Foxtel in Australia for 7 big shows over there, obviously the 6 shows in Mexico, the US, the UK, other shows coming up in many other territories around Europe. So yeah, it was a big decision, and we're delighted to get it done. I don't like, I'm big on loyalty, and when I left Sky, it was actually a difficult decision. Sky Sports have been fantastic to us, they were a great platform, but I just had a hunch that this was going to be the future. These were going to be the partners that were going to give us that global footprint, and another 5 years, sign. So this is going to take me into my 50s, October, Red. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a couple of years ahead of you.
Well, you know, what can I say? What can I say? Nah, no chance of that.
Listen, what I wanted to ask is your, like I said, loyalty. I know that you guys are very innovative at Matchroom, like trendsetters.
Yeah.
You do the rebranding. Even myself, when I saw you rebrand, I was like, maybe I should shape up a little bit of my channel as well. You have that influence on the boxing community.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe you're going to try something different. What made you stay with Dazn?
Like I said, the liquidity of shows. So sometimes you can talk other amazing broadcasters out there, Netflix, you know, all these companies coming in, but you're talking about 3-4 shows a year. Like, I've got over 100 fighters. I've got plans to take this sport onto a global level, and rather than just do a couple of big shows, I need the liquidity of shows, and I need the ability to service my 100+ fighters and bring them through in the right manner to turn them into the fighters they can be, so they can achieve that legacy. And I don't want guys to be inactive. So it was, you know, there was a lot of people interested in the fact that our contract was out or coming up to an end at the end of June, and I don't like that period because these guys have backed us, and when there's a little bit of doubt, I feel a lot more comfortable when it's like, I'm done, you know. And to be honest with you, I never felt at one stage we were probably going to leave. You know, sometimes you leverage your position, and you know, but there's a lot of people. There's a man up on the stage called Ed McCarthy, who you see, giant of a man, bigger than me. And he'll be on the stage, and he is he's a brutal operator, but he actually, I like him a lot because he gives it to you straight from both barrels. Do you know what I mean? No messing around. And we've stuck with each other during this. It wasn't easy. When we went to America with Dazn, first of all, well, I mean, you remember Leonard Ellaby, Bob Arum, Lou DiBella, all these people. You know, it's like, oh, these guys coming into the US, what do they think they're doing? Who's the last man standing out of those three? Me. And now we've extended our deal for 5 years in America, so we're doing something right, despite the criticism.
When you look back, and that is exactly where I was going with this, at the beginning, when you did step overseas, when you did take that challenge, and you had all that resistance, was at some point thinking, oh my God, how are we going to deal with this?
Yeah, I think you question yourself, it makes you question yourself, but that's what they want.
Right.
You see, Frank Warren, who is one of the greatest appliers of pressure in any business, puts so much pressure on us for over a decade, and he's brilliant at that. He wants you to crack. He wants you to question whether you actually want to be here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they did to me in America. They kind of got together again, like they did over here when I come to England, where they all put their hand in the middle and said, yeah, we're united against Eddie. Like they kind of did that in America as well.
Yep.
But no one is really mentioning the fact that, you know, and I'm not, I've made up with Leonard Ellaby and those kind of guys, but no one is mentioning all those guys that criticise me. They don't have a TV deal, and I do. And now we've just extended it, and they don't have the stable that I have in America, and they don't have the potential and the future that I have in America. So I'm still here. I've passed the test of time.
But I get that, and that is what I like about you, the fact that you have to be ruthless in this industry, because it will tie you down, it will bully you, and it does show who's got the cojones.
Yeah, that's it's just about staying power. It's about consistency. It's about backbone. That's what it is. If you keep doing things right, and you're good at what you do, and you work as hard as you can, you're unstoppable. Now, you've got to get your luck, and life can hit you with stuff, but ultimately, over time, if you stay consistent, if you do the right things, and you work as hard as you can, you will not fail. That's it. So you've got to believe that what you're doing is right, and you've got to stay with it, and that's what we did. You know, all those times where I was like, look, even when Dazn wasn't working back in those days, it wasn't. You know, when we first launched, like, we were struggling. You know, we were spending a lot of money. We weren't quite hitting the viewership. We were facing all that kind of resistance. It's like, look, we believe in the product. We believe in ourselves. Keep going, keep going. And to see these guys now where they are, it's pretty cool.
The relationships that you built with the American fighters as well, because America can close the doors on you. I remember some of the fights saying, I'm not working with that.
Yeah.
That resistance, but now some of those fighters, you see, even when they greet you, it's almost like they're so happy to see you. You built that bond outside.
Again, they're told not to come. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Eddie Hearn's. You know, this is guy from England, Dazn on an app. Like, what are you doing? Like, and over time, they're like, no, actually, he's our guy. So, but everyone's different. Some people have got loyalty. Some people haven't got loyalty. Some people are in it just for the quick buck. Some people are in it for legacy and to build relationships and to enjoy the journey. So everyone's different, and we got a pretty good understanding of the game.
Well, let's look forward to the next 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. So.
See you soon.